Hi, welcome to Veterinary Endocrinology and Reproductive Physiology. I am Dr. Alvin William Alvarez, your instructor for this course. This is a 3-unit course with 2 units lecture, equivalent to 2 hours a week, and 1 unit lab, equivalent to 3 hours a week. This is offered under the Department of Basic Veterinary Sciences. This course deals with the endocrine glands and their secretion, and the action and regulation of hormones, as well as the reproductive physiology of animals. These course outcomes are all in line with our main goal, which is for you to learn. And in college, learning is more of independent learning. To be more specific, what we do is guided independent learning, wherein instructors such as myself will serve as your guide for your whole learning journey. So how do we make sure that you really learn? To do this, we make sure that our teaching and learning activities, or TLAs, are efficient and effective. Our learning delivery is efficient and effective as well. And we have good strategies for assessment. For the lecture, our TLAs will include discussion with the lecturer, independent and group discussions, and reading assignments. For the laboratory, we will conduct virtual lab experiments and actual lab experiments, which is also called wet lab. For our learning delivery, we will implement in-person discussions as well as flipped classroom strategies. Now, our learning strategies is basically about the delivery and implementation of our TLAs and how resources will be used for them. This includes lectures in flipped classroom, reading assignments in flipped classroom, and virtual and actual lab experiments.
For the lectures in flipped classroom mode, we will have pre-recorded lectures that should be watched before coming to class. In-person discussion will either be facilitated by the instructor or assigned as a group activity during class hours. For the reading assignments in flipped classroom mode, we will have reading assignments that should be read before coming to class. Similarly to lectures, in-person discussions about the readings will either be facilitated by the instructor or assigned as a group activity during class hours. For the virtual and actual lab, all activities will be done by groups. Making animal or animal part models and animated illustrations will be included as actual exercises.
Now you may be asking, what is flipped classroom and why do we do it? In a nutshell, the flipped classroom is an instructional approach wherein the traditional teaching methods are reversed.
Instead of students receiving direct instruction during class time and then doing homework independently, they are given access to instructional materials, such as video lectures or readings, outside of class. Class time is used for active learning activities, discussions, and problem solving. This approach aims to promote deeper understanding and engagement by allowing students to learn at their own pace and collaborate with peers and the instructor during face-to-face sessions. Now, why do we do it? With the current environment wherein there are many disruptions and interruptions in classes, this helps make learning continuous. This also helps maximize the use of available resources and technology for learning.
So how do we make sure you really learn? Key to this is good assessment. For our course, we will be using authentic assessment methods as well as pen and paper methods.
Our authentic assessment methods include answers to discussion questions, group discussion outputs, outputs of virtual and actual lab experiments, and research outputs. For answers to discussion questions, a question or collection of questions will be provided for each topic to help students in selecting the important areas of discussion. This will also aid with the in-person discussion of the topic during class. There will be a question, or a set of questions, that will serve as a guide for group discussion outputs. Your responses to these will be submitted later. Outputs of virtual and actual lab experiments will comprise written reports on virtual and actual experiments, animal and animal part models, and animated illustrations created by the group during lab sessions. The animal or animal part models that you will make will be used later on for practicing sample collection. The animated illustrations are for instructional materials which can be used for learning and review, and for incorporation in the future lecture video edits. Finally, groups will be asked to do a systematic literature study on a topic relating to the course that will be allocated to them for the research output. This should be about development, advancements, or novel methods in physiology.
Our pen and paper assessment will include quizzes, unit exams, and the midterm and final exams. Now, for our grading system.
Your grade for the course will be 60% lecture and 40% lab. The lab grade of 40% consists of 20% virtual and actual lab outputs, 10% animal model and illustration, and 10% research output. On the other hand, the lecture grade of 60% consists of answers to discussion questions, group discussion outputs, quizzes, unit exams, midterm exam, and final exam, each having a weight of 10%.
The passing score for all the requirements is 70%. You should pass both the lecture and the lab to be exempted from the final exam and to not get a grade of incomplete, drop, or 5. The lab equivalent score is 28 and the lecture equivalent score is 42. Finally, here are some important reminders for the course. Attendance is important. You cannot learn anything if you are not able to do and participate in class activities. Cooperation is important. Learning is more fun and efficient when done with peers. Being responsible is important. Attention to details, being mindful of deadlines, being mindful of others, and figuring things out on your own are good and useful traits. Having integrity is important. Cheating to get a passing grade is cheating yourself out of learning. And most importantly, being kind is important. Everyone is in a journey in life. Be someone who is a good part of that journey. Read our course syllabus for more details about the course. Thank you for listening and good luck to you all.